Oulton Park on next to the Avon Tyres Oulton Roadsport Championship. The Colombian Daniel Quintero is the man on pole position. All of these cars 1600cc, 125 brake horsepower, 5-speed gearboxes, and the man alongside him on the front row is William Lloyd. The championship coming to Oulton Park headed by Russ Ollivant. He's had 2 race wins. Daniel Quintero is the man second. He's had 2 wins as well. And third, Rui Ferreira, he guessed it, 2 wins. 30-second board is displayed. The drivers now look towards the lights. Looking back from William Lloyd's car. Busy behind him. Russ Ollivant is there in 55. The blue car also there, 44. Guy Hawkins, double winner at Snetterton as we go racing. Good start by the pole man, Daniel Quintero, but a better getaway is made by Hawkins. Look for the second row. Guy Hawkins hits the front as they work their way down towards Oulton Corner for the first time. Now, sharp intake of breath. Not everybody gets through safely and cleanly. There's one rally crossing straight away. Looking back for William Lloyd's car. Downhill he goes for the first time. Quintero has been mugged off the line as well. So the order now, even compared to what it was on the grid, and we're only into turn 2 effectively, is decidedly shuffled up front. Now there's the run down Lakeside Straight for the first time. 3 abreast for the race lead, in the middle of all of which Guy Hawkins is going to lose out. As round the outside now tries to go Russ Ollivant. There's also Quintero in that, with Lloyd in that as well. There's lots of great racing, as you can anticipate, in the Avon Tyres Oulton Roadsport Championship. All of these drivers have done a little bit of racing in the past, maybe not that much. Yellow flag waving on the other side of the circuit there, so something has happened at Island Bend as the cars work their way through Britons for the first time. The race leaders come over Hilltop. Race leaders down now towards the Hislop chicane and then into Knickerbrook, and the race leader is Daniel Quintero then. He heads the pack, they're all stacked up behind. More after the break. Welcome back to Oulton Park, the Avon Tyres Oulton Roadsport Championship, and it's a 4, 5, 6 car train for the race lead coming out of Old Hall Corner. Looking back from Will Lloyd, right up behind him is Alan Cooper in 71, and now looking back at 44, Guy Hawkins, who gets mugged thanks to the slipstreaming effect going downhill. They work their way out of Cascade, along Lakeside Straight, and the line of cars, all possibly in touch for a race win, is getting longer all the time. Russ Ollivant in the blue car hits the front then, he goes through, ahead now of Daniel Quintero, the man that started on pole position. Looking back from William Lloyd's car, one parked up against the barrier there, you can see. The cars accelerating their way up towards the Britons chicane. So Russ Ollivant it was when we last saw leading the way. Is he still there? He's come out of the Academy Championship like so many, and Ollivant showing good pace around Oulton Park as the field turns its way now up towards Hilltop once again. Down towards Hislops. Ollivant it is, leading the way. He took a race win in the Academy last year. He's taken 2 wins in road sport this season, and there's contact there coming down towards Hislops. Getting into the back of Rob Watts was another car. 2 have gone up the escape road, so it's all kicking off now as they work their way up Clay Hill. And there you can see those that are less fortunate and are not going to get to the finish. Let's have a look and try and piece it together. Rob Watts gets a big whack in the back. David Bevan in the blue car it was who braked a bit too late, thundered into the back of him, but as he turns his way through all the bollards, you can see the damage to the front and all the liquid pouring out of the radiator. So David Bevan's race is done. The race leaders turn their way over Hilltop, down now towards Hislops, and Daniel Quintero it is, trying to get away from the rest of them, but he's not being allowed to get away. William Lloyd is right there behind as they turn their way through Hislops, and then in third, Russ Ollivant. It's become a 3-way fight for the lead, and William Lloyd, the mechanic, in second spot, man from Wrexham, chasing after Quintero. Up they come from Clay Hill towards Druids, working their way into the double apex right-hander. Is this going to be Quintero's win, or is it going to be William Lloyd who can finally hang on and score a maiden victory this year? Will has had a good season, but he's not yet been a winner. Looking back from his car, Russ Ollivant is the man behind him. Down they come towards Lodge Corner. Is Quintero going to be able to hang on? Yes, he is. He's having to go defensive, though, because Lloyd is right there, and Lloyd, of course, is bringing Ollivant with him. through Lodge Corner. The run now up towards Dear Lee. 20-minute race. Can they squeeze one more lap out of it? No, the flag is there, and it's a race win by the narrowest of margins for Daniel Quintero by 0.177 of a second. He wins. Second goes to Will Lloyd. Russ Olivan third. And still, there are battles to be resolved. Chris Aubrey there on the back of the pack. He is down in 12th spot. Just up ahead of him, you've got Peter Reynolds. There's also Doug Thane. Down they come towards the braking zone for Lodge Corner. Thane tries to get up the inside, but Thane in vain. Can't find a way through, so it's going to be 12th place for Aubrey, 11th for Thane, and the top 10 rounded out by Peter Reynolds. Great scraps right the way through the field here. And drama right at the very end for Greg Hyatt. He's had an off at the final corner. That's at Lodge. He gets going, thankfully. Heads uphill, over the line. Checkered flag waved. So Greg Hyatt not having a happy end to the race. That puts him down into 17th place. No dramas for Daniel Quintero then. It is race win number 3 ahead of Will Lloyd and Russ Olivan. Alan Cooper 4th ahead of Rui Ferreira. Daniel Martin rounding out the top 6 ahead of Simon Sharrock and Lee Collins. Daniel Quintero then takes win number 3 of the championship season. There was also a second race for the Avon Tyres Oulton Roadsport Championship. Quintero and Lloyd locking out the front row of the grid. Behind them, Russ Olivan and Alan Cooper. 20 minutes of action started with Olivan bagging the race lead on the run towards Old Hall. Lloyd made contact with Cooper and they were in the wars straight away. Rui Ferreira up from the third row soon joined that leading group. He worked his way around the outside of Quintero, and the reigning Academy champion was the race leader, albeit briefly. Olivan third in the mix as well, as in real trouble was Greg Hyatt. He'd had a spin in race 1, he had a spin in race 2. Up front though, Quintero managed to work his way into the lead and build a small gap. He came through to score a double victory and take 4 wins, twice as many as anybody else in the championship tally. Daniel Quintero, a delighted double race winner. In the championship though, Russ Olivan quietly racking up the points as the leader. Quintero's up to 2nd ahead of Rui Ferreira. Rob Watts currently 4th ahead of Will Lloyd, and then Guy Hawkins and Chris Aubrey.